Hello, I'm Richard Jack Smith of Real Talk Movie Reviews. A random Google search on The Legend of La Llorona reveals that it's not actually a follow-up to the 2019 film The Curse of La Llorona. This effort stars Danny Trejo, who's a bit of a cult actor, having worked with Robert Rodriguez, Michael Mann and many others throughout the years. For this assignment, Tim Wynn is doing the music. I've been a fan of his ever since listening to his work on The Punisher, which he worked on with Christopher Lennertz, a fantastic composer in his own right. How does he do? I think he did a tremendous job here. This is a real step up from Freaks, a score he did a couple of years ago that had some weak spots about it. Now the emotional material here is quite alluring and is really the selling point here. I always say a horror soundtrack kind of lives or dies depending on the type of contrast. It can depend though on what the composer wants to do. You can have contrast in terms of light, almost sentimental material which grounds the narrative and allows the music to create much more dynamism when the heavy stuff starts, or you can have action beats, rhythms which break it up and makes the more potent horror material really pop. So for The Legend of La Llorona, Tim Wynn takes the course of the sentimental route mostly, and it pulls off this really fascinating score. I enjoyed this near 15-minute album in its entirety. There are only like very brief spots where it doesn't quite captivate, but these are rare in the experience. Overall, The Legend of La Llorona is a smart horror soundtrack that knows, or rather prioritizes, the emotions of the characters over jump scares and horror set pieces. The horror music is pretty standard for the genre. It's not the main selling point here like it was in Benjamin Wallfish's It scores or a number of others. Joseph Bishara, his work on The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and also The Curse of La Llorona, which I reviewed recently for a score season, very, very good. I think Wynn has really met the challenge well here, and he delivers an effort which allows you to become involved in the characters' plight, understand where they're coming from, what's at stake, and really care about what happens. From a musical perspective, the use of voices, instruments and so on, textures are fairly minimal. It's quite a melodic, lyrical score, and that's to its credit. We need a lot more horror soundtracks which tap into that potential. Indeed, there is infinite possibilities for horror music still, even to this day, even with thousands of scores which, if we go from like the Hammer efforts of James Bernard all the way through Terry Plumery's fantastic work on efforts such as Scarecrows and many others that he's done, and then in modern times with like Joseph Bishara, Tim Wynn and Benjamin Wallfish. So there's plenty of material here. Overall, I would give The Legend of La Llorona by Tim Wynn, which is available from Movie Score Media, 4 out of 5 stars. I was very impressed and I would eagerly lap this up again. For more film and soundtrack reviews, please visit Betty Jo Tucker's website, Real Talk Movie Reviews. On Facebook you can find my pages, Hip-Notic Movie Reviews and Hip-Notic Soundtrack Reviews. I am Richard Jack Smith, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.